This is a memory, you know what I mean? I'm in Victory Outreach, San Jose Men's Home, you know. My name is Joel. I came from Dallas, Texas, you know what I mean? So that way that God's able to do a transformation in my life. You know, I come from Dallas, you know, I was a man that was lost. I was a man that didn't have no purpose. You know, I struggled with heroin for 8 years. You know, always in and out of the streets, going and going. You know, I was going to jails, and I was always living in places that I had no business. You know, and I was always trying to survive, and I was always, you know, I was still a lot. I used to be around people that I had no business, you know, being around. You know, my mom would always try to tell me to go to church and try to tell me to do something right, but I always turned away, and I always rebelled, and I was always rebellious and full of anger because I didn't have a dad. So I always turned to drugs. I always ran to drugs. You know, I always came to the home. And when I came to the home, I never wanted to give my life up to God. You know, and I always struggled, you know, and I always thought I knew what was best until I actually stepped foot in the, you know, to the home where I'm at now. Where I'm at here in San Jose, you know, where God brought me all the way out here, and I had a job. You know, I had family, I had everything at home, but there was a need that needed to be met. It was in my heart. You know, and I needed to learn how to love. I needed to be loved. So as I came out here to San Jose, you know, God just he changed me. You know, he turned me around. He began to give me vision. Well, I no longer am that man. You know, he did so much in just this short period of time. You know, he's allowed me to go do a work, you know, come back. You know, and there's greater things that are yet to come. But it's like, it's only because God's grace that I'm still living. It's only because God's mercy that I'm still here. You know, when many a days and many nights that I should have just been dead and gone. You know what I mean? Times when I could have just hit and just lost my whole life. You know, where God's he's doing that work. You know, where a foundation is being laid in my life from all that hurt and pain that God's just bringing to the surface and he's beginning to take out. You know, and I thank God for never giving up on me. I thank Him for, you know, just being faithful and just, you know, His love and His mercy. Like it says, His love and His mercy endures forever. You know, and there was a saying, you know, in the Bible where He says, taste and see that the Lord is good. He says, blessed is a man who takes refuge in Him. You know, and that's one of my scriptures that I hold on to because as I came into the world, I tasted and seen what the world had to offer. I tasted and seen what the destruction had to offer. Of everything that had to offer, and I was near close to death, and I come to Christ, and it's like, man, I might be here, you know, and I might be here with my brothers, but as I'm here, it's like God's doing great things. You know, He's restoring my mind, He's restoring myself. You know, He's beginning to give me confidence in myself. You know, and to continue to push forward. You know what I mean? And you know, it might get harder. It might get, you know, sometimes I get weak, but you know, that's where God comes in. He comes in and He gives me strength to keep pushing. You know, and being in His home, I've learned how to love. I've learned how to, you know, endure the pain, you know, and continue marching forward, knowing that there's a vision to reach those other people that are lost, those other people that are strung out and lost and bound. Because I believe that I've been through the things that I've been through because I struggle with pain, because God has a particular calling for my life to reach people that's been down that same journey. So this is why I believe that God's brought me to San Jose to do that transformation. And I'm here, you know, I'm plowing the ground and continuing to just love God and let Him embrace me. Because it's with God that I taste and seen, and man, it's a sweet loving taste that, man, each and every day that I desire more, and I desire more change, and I desire more God, because I already know what if I go back. If I go back, it's dead. You know, I can't go back. I can't go back to the man that I was. I can't go back to that same old mindset. I can't go back to those ways because I refuse to go back. I got to be a man of change. I got to be a man that's dedicated. And before I was a man that couldn't commit nothing. So I've been here about 8 months, going on to my 9th, you know what I mean? So it's like, as I'm here and as time goes on, it's like I'm pushing forward because I know that I'm going to be able to complete this. Knowing that God is with me, and you know, times, you know, it will come, but it's like I take today what it's today. You know, God's giving me today, you know, and it's like, He says in His Word, He says, don't worry about tomorrow because tomorrow has enough worries of its own. So as I've been here and as I continue to run this race, and I run it day by day, step by step, inch by inch, and knowing that God is with me. And you know, I just love Him, you know, and continue to push forward, you know. And I thank you guys for everything that you're doing, you know, the encouragement, the lifting up, and being here for times when I'm weak, you know, and somebody comes and hugs me and lets me know that I'm still able to be here, you know what I mean? The brothers, I'm around brothers that love me, you know, and around, you know, leaders and men that are just here, just, you know, to be that vessel that they're able to just be, you know, to minister to my life as well, you know, and I thank God for that, you know, because if it wasn't for this home, man, I would just be lost. I'd be one lost man, you know. But this home, I can honestly say, you know what, it's changed my life. You know what I mean? I'm just so grateful, you know what I mean, of what God's done and what, you know, future days to come. You know, because I never lived a life, you know, as far as, you know, of being pure, you know what I mean? I never lived a life like this. You know, I always lived in destruction. I've always lived my old ways. You know, I was a man that jived and connived and got his ways. But now that I come to Christ, it's like, man, it's like God's teaching me to submit. He's teaching me how to be humble. He's teaching me how to be obedient. He's teaching me how to be committed and a dedicated man that He's called me to be. So as I continue to just to push forward, it's like these things are being instilled in me. So I just, you know, look forward to my family, and you know God's restoring them as well. You know, blessing. You know, He's, you know, just continuing to move forward. You know, and that's about it.
Amen. Amen.